Hey everyone, hope you're having an awesome day today. I just want to go over some setups from today's trading session. We had a bit of a sell-off today. None of my equity positions hit, or rather plans hit. I was watching Microsoft, Dash, and Disney. None of them triggered, so we just wait back and be patient for our setups to hit, or trigger rather. And I'm going to go over the ES and NQ plays that I would have taken if I was around to trade today. I had class today. I have about 3 weeks left here in Spain studying abroad. But anyway, let's just get right into the plans of today. So for ES, I had two ideas of calls above 46.20 and calls above 46.43 targeting this supply zone. And I had puts below 45.77, but I'll get into that in a second. And that these were two key levels that I had. Okay, so, first things first. The first entry that was possible was, if we get back here, we came out of demand here overnight. We're looking pretty good, so I liked it, a little bit to the upside. So just to take a closer look, anywhere, in this kind of area, it looked good because we were kind of bottoming out here. The volume wasn't spectacular, was not amazing in the, when we first started out in the morning, but decent enough. So as soon as we saw, us coming up, or making a higher low, buyers defending it here, would have liked to see a little bit more volume at this 950 candle, but this would have been valid to take long here with a stop below VWAP or this low. So as soon as we see this coming up, this is pretty valid. A little bit of chop, so again, lower probability, but VWAP corresponding with this nice key level. Would have liked volume to be a little bit higher, but definitely a valid entry, and profit here at this key level, and then profit again at this supply zone. If I missed this entry, I could have gotten, I could have gotten long anywhere in here at this 10 o'clock candle, targeting above 46.43. It's possible I would have gotten in here. I would really like to figure out, what would not make me get in. At the same time, I was like, all right, well, maybe NQ is in supply, which actually it was just coming out of supply at this 10:05 candle. You can see here. I'll get to NQ in a second, but oh boy, Thinkorswim has been really glitchy for me today. So this 10:05 candle, you can see. And if we look at ES, this 10:05 candle as well. So we were just coming out of the NQ supply zone, and it looked somewhat strong actually. So it's definitely possible I would have taken this for a small loss or break-even trade. It's possible that I would have gotten back in here. Thinking maybe the next leg higher, another break-even small trade here could have been possible as well. And then as soon as I see this high volume here, failed high of daybreak on this key level, it could have been signaling, all right, maybe we're gonna have a reversal here. But the plan I had for puts was below 45.77, so I found it a lot easier if I just stick to the plans I make before market, and not do kind of these improvised plans, because then you develop inconsistency, especially if you haven't been consistent for a long time. So those were the plays I would have done on ES, but for NQ, definitely had a chance to capitalize on a big move. So this was a little bit tricky to play just because risk to reward was kind of skewed. But I would like to say that it's possible I would have gotten in on, to the downside here, with stop above high of day, but probably not, just because I like to keep my risk as tight as possible. And this, can't really predict this kind of thing. So I said puts below 16,250 or the 16,268 area, which is exactly what happened. I said puts below this level and 16,250 if, just because it looked like another possible entry. So this is where I would have gotten in. I would have had, the RR kind of would have been skewed at this point because we had this giant move off. But we had, intense selling pressure that this would have been in kind of a nice scalp or 60-point move to the downside on NQ. And my stop would have been, if we take a look here, this is kind of like the bottom of the bottom of this consolidation period. So right around 16, what is it, about 16,272 would have been my stop. Or I don't know what it was. My stop would have been, just to get a little bit clearer. Oh dear. Yeah, so you can see how TOS has been super glitchy with me today. Not fun. I think, what did I say it was? I definitely would have been in this regardless, but I think it was going to be about 10 points to risk. I think it was about a 10-point risk. Oh no, it was right here, I think. 62.87. So it was about a 3-to-1 risk to reward. So not the best, not the greatest, but definitely solid. You can see on a 1-minute chart, again, I don't use 1-minute charts, but this is some nice VVM coming in. We had increasing selling pressure towards this key level break down to the put side, and bouncing off this trend line as well. Broke through this trend line. It's possible you could have taken puts below this trend line as well, just given context, but definitely looking at puts to the downside, and that would have been a nice gain. But very tough action to trade today. We still consolidated. It's all about consolidation, a push down, consolidation period, and this is kind of how the market works. So this is just my kind of review from the day where I would have entered or exited. Just a little bit of a tough day today. Not the best day, but we still have plenty days left in the market. So I hope you guys learned something, and please let me know if you have any questions at all. Thank you for watching.